when um, when Sierra and Reverend Savina, who I have to say is my aunt and my sister and my comrade and my mentor. Love you, Reverend Savina. Love you, Sierra. When they say, "Can you come support Black August with Freedom Church?" You say yes, and so I said yes, of course. And when you do that, I was like, what's the most precious thing I can give? And so I have the most precious thing I can give to you, which is my partner, Mohammed. So he's gonna pray for y'all. But I want to set it up a little bit first. Yeah. I was reminded listening to Dr. Jamel. Whenever I'm invited to as a Muslim in any space, like I think about the way I was cut off from the divine in the form of scripture, in the form of Islam, but also my ancestry. I'm Algerian, and I recall a time I was like maybe 20 years old, and I met this young Black man who was studying philosophy, and he was like, "Wait, you're Algerian?" He was like, "Can we talk about that?" And 20 years on this earth, and it was the first time I met someone who said, "The place that you're from matters to me." And I hadn't studied it, right? I was cut off from the divine. I was cut off from my ancestry. That was a violence to me for the first 20 years of my life before this young person said, "Hey, the thing you come from is beautiful. I want to know about it. I want to know about you. I want to have a relationship with you." And so and it was that interest, that desire for connection, to connect across difference, that has sustained me in all the ways people have talked about being sustained today. And one of those expressions of sustenance is my partnership with this lovely human, this lovely human. Neither of us have studied scripture that much, but Muhammad has more than I have. He's from Tunisia, so he's my other like interest in North Africa, and so he's gonna share with you on this theme of sustenance in a time of war, in a time of terror. I'm a leader in the Nonviolent Medicaid Army. That's my sort of connection to the Freedom Church. And Gaza has been on our mind as Muslims, as Arabs, as humans, as working class people. And so Muhammad is going to share a little bit with y'all.
Thank you so much, Karim. Um, as Karim said, I grew up in North Africa. So I didn't study scripture, Islamic scripture, as much in depth as Dr. Jamel, but I took some theology classes when I was a kid at school. And one concept that comes back often in Muslim theology and Quran in general is that all books, all sacred texts come from one book, which is called often in Quran Kitab, or the mother of books. But then also there is this implication that God sends books in different languages, in different contexts, to different people. But this idea is so ingrained in like Muslim theology that actually there are people. I mean, it was a question that we had in class. So what language was the Kitab, the mother of books? And obviously, there's no good answer for that, because it becomes a metaphysical question. It's like a pre-linguistic wisdom. That's what we were told. But because of that, I always felt connected to the Bible in Arabic. And especially after October 7th, I remember during Christmas of 2024, I heard this Palestinian pastor, Mundar Ishaq, who says something about the Beatitudes, how much it reminds him when he reads it in this context of genocide of the people of Gaza. And so I wanted to share, to read that for you. So it's not an Islamic text, but this is what we felt like we wanted to contribute. There's also something else that oftentimes, you read the Bible and there's something very similar in Quran to that. I couldn't find anything really similar to the Tatwibat, to the Beatitudes in Quran, but somehow when I read it, I have exactly the same feeling as when I read the Quran. So this is what I wanted to share with you. Maybe for the interest of time, I can just read it in Arabic, but you'll see the translation on the left side of the screen. So طوبى للمساكين بالروح لأن لهم ملكوت السماوات. طوبى للحزانة لأنهم يتعزون. طوبى للودعاء لأنهم يرثون الأرض. طوبى للجياع والعطاش إلى البر لأنهم يشبعون. طوبى للرحماء لأنهم يرحمون. طوبى لأنقياء القلب لأنهم يعاينون الله. طوبى لصانعي السلام لأنهم يدعون أبناء الله. طوبى للمطرودين من أجل البر لأن لهم ملكوت السماوات. طوبى لكم إذا عيروكم وطردوكم وقالوا عليكم كل كلام شرير من أجل كاذبين. افرحوا وتهللوا لأن أجركم عظيم في السماوات فإنهم هكذا طردوا الأنبياء الذين قبلكم. Thank you.